Welcome everyone and thank you for joining us as we bid farewell and best wishes to Assistant Chief Pete Lynch. We wish him the very best in his next step in his career. As we start this, I'd like to introduce his family members. His wife Julie, his daughter Maddie, mother Rama, and brother Matt, and also his extended family. Thank you all for being here. Julie, come on. I'll meet you halfway here.
That's what you wanted.
Pete doesn't give them to you two times.
Pretty accurate.
I had no doubt. So a very quick snapshot of Pete's career. He joined the call staff here in Brattleboro in July of 1984. He was hired onto the career staff in November of 1984. He was promoted to lieutenant in May of 1987. Took the next step, promoted to captain in November of 2000. Was promoted to assistant chief in July of 2007. And today I have the honor to do this program for him as he moves on after 32 years of a very dedicated career to the town of Brattleboro and the Brattleboro Fire Department. Pete's leaving the town to assume the position of chief of Vermont Service Fire Training. He will oversee the Vermont Fire Academy and be responsible for putting out all of the training to the firefighters throughout Vermont, both career and volunteer. Since the day that Pete announced that he was leaving, newspapers have been asking and they've been preparing articles on Pete. One of the common things that I've heard that I've been asked by all of them is, just in a few words, describe Pete Lynch. I wasn't able to use the words that first came to mind. Thinking about what I was going to say here today, the ones that really stood out were selfless, dedicated, and driven. He's never about himself. He's always looking out for the other person. He's always tries to do the right thing, and he's always trying to help and very willing to help everybody and anybody. He's never hesitated to take on the many extra duties that have been asked of him throughout his career. He's always been involved in the community, doing whatever he could to help people, to be safe, to learn, and to grow. Some of that work is he's been a state fire service instructor for many years. He's been on the Vermont Fire State Curriculum Committee through the Fire Academy that sets training standards for firefighters in Vermont. He's a very active member and the training coordinator for the Windham County Firefighters Association. He's been on the GIS committee here locally in the town of Brattleboro to help the town move forward with mapping and internet issues. He's been on the fire department training committee, and he's also worked very hard to create computer programs here for our reporting systems. There's several letters of recognition that have been in Pete's file, and there's two short ones that I'd like to read that reflect not only the type of firefighter he is, but most importantly, the man that he is. And if I can find it. This one was written in 2001, and it was addressed to Chief David Emery. And very quickly what it says is, Chief Emery, I'm writing to express how pleased I am with Captain Peter Lynch and the manner in which he conducts the fire service program here at the Southeastern Vermont Career Educational Center. He's very professional, extremely organized, and works very effectively with staff, students, and administration. He's moving the fire service program in a very positive direction and is a very valuable asset to the Career Center staff. That was signed by Jane Greenwood, who then was the director of the Career Center. Second one was from John Reed, who's the principal of Green Street School in 2011. It's addressed to Assistant Chief Lynch, Lieutenant Gino, and Firefighter Newton. I am ready to express my gratitude for your assistance on Tuesday, May 10th, 2011 at Green Street School. I appreciate your dedication and commitment to working with me and speaking with students at Green Street School in regards to the small fire found in the upstairs boys' bathroom. Your presence in the building made a strong impression on the student body and to the educational community of Green Street. I also want to acknowledge your time commitment to the fire safety and prevention within our community. I understand the value of your time and appreciate the time spent with these two juveniles and their families who were involved in this incident. Your collaboration with the school is appreciated and demonstrates a positive relationship. Again, thank you for your support. Those are two of many that are in his file, but you'll notice recurring themes here are dedication, organization, and professionalism, and that's what Pete is all about. Through the years, Assistant Chief Lynch has received many awards and recognitions. In 2003, he was named Brattleboro Fire Department Firefighter of the Year. In 2002, he received the Community Service Award for his service to the community for his involvement and efforts for the fire service class at the Career Center. In 2009, he received an Educational Achievement Award for obtaining an associate's degree in fire science and a bachelor's degree in management. And in 2015, he received an Honorable Service Award for his leadership and efforts above and beyond normal expectations in the development of the school crisis emergency response plan. Of all the accomplishments I've listed, I feel that the biggest and probably the most important contribution started in December of 2012. On December 14th of 2012, a shooter took the lives of 20 children, all under the age of 7, as well as 6 adult staff members at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Windham County. The following day, after this incident, fire, police, and public work administrations met with the town manager to discuss our preparedness if a similar event was to happen locally. Though all of the town departments are very good at handling emergencies, and that includes large emergencies, something of this magnitude takes a tremendous amount of planning. On that day, as a group, we set a path forward to ensure that we were prepared and trained to handle that emergency. Assistant Chief Lynch stepped up to chair this group, and for the last 4 years, he has provided the drive and the leadership that has produced one of the most comprehensive plans in the state of Vermont and throughout the area. Known to us as the School Crisis Emergency Response Plan, this plan has become a benchmark for many communities throughout the region. There is no doubt that the Brattleboro Emergency Services and the school district, as well as the children in our local schools, are much safer due to Pete's hard work and relentless drive on this project, and we should be very proud of it. At this time, I'd like to introduce and ask Town Manager Peter Lynch to say a few words.
Good afternoon, everybody, and special welcome to Pete's family being here with us today. I want to thank you for 32 years of incredible service, leadership within this building and this department, but in ways that we've heard from the chief, certainly reaching outside that. Within the fire service, positively affecting other departments, and coordinating different operations and activities, as well as especially in making sure that firefighters are well trained and well equipped, regardless of which department they may be affiliated with, and here in our community in so many different ways, being involved in things that go outside the boundaries of the fire department in particular, but have made Brattleboro a better place because you've been here and been active and been a leader. So we're grateful for that. The one particular thing I want to share that to me stands out as an example of the kind of person that you are and the leadership that you've shown is, the chief spoke about the recent work of these last few years regarding the school crisis plan, and that does stand out for all of us as being a piece of work that's incredibly important and that couldn't have happened without you taking the leadership on it and coordinating with so many different people to make it happen. But we also know that you had your heart completely in that. You loved that work and recognized from the beginning how important it was. Many of us also know that there's a piece of work outside your normal fire department responsibilities that you don't love quite as much, which is than being the town health officer. And to me, what stands out about the kind of person that Pete Lynch is and the kind of professional you are is that I've watched you in all different kinds of cases, real tough ones, real ugly ones, as well as some of the simple stuff that you probably didn't really have time for in a given day because you had other pressing responsibilities there in the department, but you tended to those little details as well and addressed your responsibilities as the health officer for the betterment of the community with every bit as much commitment and professionalism as you've been the leader of the fire department and the leader of the school crisis planning. So that's why your career has been so outstanding, because you give that same commitment to the things that aren't as fun to do. You set a great example, and you're going to be a great asset to the state. We're going to miss you, but at least you'll be up there benefiting the whole state, and we'll be able to still be involved professionally. Thank you.
We're now going to move into some very quick presentations. I realize it's very hot in here, so we're going to move this. First, I'd like to ask Cindy Martell, who is our office manager, Joe Luke, the fire alarm superintendent, please come forward. Steve, wait. Pete from the office staff as well as the Mayor Brattleboro Fire Department and the Town of Brattleboro would like to present you with a gift certificate for a week away or a weekend away for you and your wife to get away and relax. That's the moment. The next presentation is from the Brattleboro Firefighters Local 4439. And I would ask firefighter Kurt Smith, who's the local president, as well as the members of the professional staff to come forward.
Thank you all for coming. This won't take long. So, 84. I started before I was born, so on behalf of the Brattleboro 4439, I'd like to thank you for all your dedication, hard work, and time you put into this town. And town manager said making it a better place. Appreciate that. And I think your passion for excellence is what affected me the most, and I'm sure all these guys definitely see it. So thank you for that. Speaking of hard work, we know you have tons of free time in your hands. So, and we know you love being in the woods. So with local 4439, I got you a gift, and I'd like to present you with this steel chainsaw.
When you run out of things to do, you can come to my house.
This is the most hugging I've seen Pete do.
Please. True. It's very true.
How about the rest of us?
Your time's coming.
I would now ask the call staff of the fire department to please come up and join all of us. And the next presentation will be from the Brattleboro Fire Department Benefit Association. That will be presented by Lieutenant Dean Heiner, who's the Vice President, and Cindy Martell, who's the Secretary for the Association.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Brattleboro Fire Department's Benefit Association, we'd like to thank you for 32 plus years of dedicated service. And this is just a small gift that we want to give you. There's something else inside besides candy. AC Lynch always provided, he always had a full box of candy for our use, and this is full of candy, plus it's
The next one, everybody, I'd like to ask the Brattleboro department heads to come forward, please. And the next presentation is from the department heads, and Annette Cappy, town clerk, will make that presentation.
So I have very little to say except that all the talking heads are going to miss you on Wednesdays. We're going to miss you every day. But because of you, our homes are safer and our lives are richer. Thank you for everything, and thank you for being here, my friend.
You're never going to get another vote.
We're going to take a picture.
Many folks over the last 3-4 weeks have asked if they could say something here today. And the decision was made very early that we were not going to let speakers happen, basically, because we'd be here for the next week. But one that we are going to let happen that I feel is very appropriate for this event. So I'd like to introduce Ron Staley, who's the superintendent of schools for Windham Southeast.
So I just have a certificate of acknowledgement from our school district for Pete Lynch, and I'd just like to read it. And it really does speak to what the town manager and the chief has said, and you all know what an incredible person he is. And I've just been so blessed to have him as a close partner in terms of not only school issues, but just things around town. And if you need to check in with somebody, he is always available. So just read this from the Windham Southeast Supervisory Union. In recognition and appreciation of your dedication to the students and families of the Windham Southeast Supervisory Union, your role as a Career Center instructor, as the Assistant Fire Chief of the Brattleboro Fire Department. Your tireless work to ensure the safety and well-being of the children in our community and our schools throughout your leadership in emergency response management has had a positive impact on our community. It's signed by our board chair, Amy Wall, and myself. So, Peter, thank you so much.
I just sat down.
Your choice, man.
Bring a chair there.
Yes.
Dear lunch.
I have no idea if I will get through this or not. So, at any point, I've told a number of people in the room, if it gets bad, pull the fire alarm.
Where is it?
That's how I would typically start, isn't it? So, for all of those that hugged me today, I made an exception today. I know that you all know that, as a rule, I'm not all that touchy-feely, huggy-kissy. Julie would say that as well. I want you to know that one of my last official duties this morning is to do an inspection for bed bugs. I'm relatively sure that I brought some with me. So that will be my final gift to you all. I've been asked for the last 4 weeks a number of questions. Some are like this. Pete, what would you give for advice to a brand new firefighter? Pete, what would you give for advice to an officer? Not Pete, just Pete. Who are the people that were most inspirational to you in your career? And are there people that you would like to thank? So I'd like to take a few minutes, and I know it's very hot in here, and I'm so grateful for all of you being here to support me. A little overwhelmed as well. To first answer some of those questions, the first is I'd like to talk about advice. And for those of you in the room that are not fire service professionals, whether you're volunteer or career, if you're not fire service professionals, bear with me. Mom, I promise I will make it PG-13. Advice number one for you folks. When in doubt, the size of the building is always 30 by 30. I can see we have a lot of firefighters in the room, many that have worked with me in the past. Now means this minute. Now means you should have known about this 2 minutes ago, what I was thinking, and I've already started to prepare to be ready to take care of whatever that is. 2 1/2 inch hose is not meant to be an ornament. Never, and I mean never, I'm looking through the room, never say to your driver, $10 if we get the first water on the fire. This is outside of the fire service if you want to get ahead in your business as well, but it certainly pertains to the fire service. 3 eggs are great for omelets, never for brownies. That's important. I have one more that's humorous and then I'll get on to some serious stuff. The use of expletives on the fire ground when you're giving orders is okay, as long as there's not a line of spectators standing behind you that have just walked out of church. Seriously, I thought about what would be the message if I could sum it up in one sentence. What would be that message to the incoming firefighter or the incoming officer? And I think for me that message is, if someone calls 911 for whatever reason, to them, it's an emergency. And I think that's so important to keep in mind. Now to the thank yous. There's so many people out there that I want to thank. So many. I'm deathly afraid that if I miss just one, that I'll have done a serious injustice to this speech. So today, for the most part, I prefer not to recognize people individually. but for groups of people that have done wonderful things. And I hope I have an opportunity to shake your hands individually at a later time and say thank you, because it means so much to me. You'll forgive me, Mr. Town Manager, the list is a bit long.
Take your time.
He's always been supportive. The community. The community where Matt and I were born, where my family was born, has been very generous over the years. They've been very supportive to the fire service, they've been very supportive to the Brattleboro Fire Department, and they've been very supportive to me. And to the community at large, I say thank you. To town agencies and human service groups who have always supported the fire service. The department heads especially who stood up here, and thank you to all of you. That was unexpected and really is not surprising, because that's what you folks do every day. And to our human service folks who always have been there with good questions and positive feedback and partnerships. To our emergency scene partners, and excuse me, there are a lot of them in the room. There are a ton of them in the room. And those are the folks that aren't necessarily putting out the fires every day, answering the emergency. Those are the folks that come to every single fire and stand in the background and say, I'm ready to help when I can. Those are the organizations that don't make it necessarily into the paper or with pictures. To those folks who have been here, I say thank you. To the area fire departments, and I'm overwhelmed by the amount of firefighters that are in the room today. I choose to think that was because they thought there was going to be lunch provided. To you folks, I say, we have gained relationships that have really led to success at so many different emergencies. So many emergencies where I thought about over the last 4 weeks. And I appreciate that partnership over the years. To those that have come before us, laying such a strong foundation to be able to put me where I am today and those around me where they are today. To those folks, I say thank you. And there are so many names that I could name, some of which have passed, and I certainly don't forget them in the past. To the past and current staff of the Vermont Fire Academy, those who will become my new family, and those who I've known for many, many years. Thank you for your support, and you're very kind and welcoming into your organization. To the past town managers and fire chiefs that are in the room that have helped me get to where I am in the town of Brattleboro. Those folks have been instrumental in my success. They've told me when I needed to correct. They've steered me in the right direction. And for that, I say thank you ever so much. It gets a little harder as I go on. To the men and women of the Brattleboro Fire Department, of which you people have just met if you did not know them, and if you don't know them, they are people that you should get to know. To you, I say, we have grown individually together, and as a group, we have accomplished so many wonderful things over the years. And to you folks, and I know you're scattered about the room, thank you very much. To Chief Bucossi, who has given me the flexibility to be involved in this department, to be involved in the community, to do the things that I've been able to do over the years. To you, sir, I say thank you from the bottom of my heart. This is where I don't break down. My wife has made a little fun of me before. My emotions. To Maddie, my daughter, who I'm not going to look at right now. And who has, I told you, I'll be over here if you need me. When there's so much confusion in this world in 2016, Maddie Lynch gives me confidence to know, with her values and strong sense of doing the right thing, that there's a very bright future for our community. And I thank you. To Julie, I made one of you cry, why not the other? And this is the best of all for me. Who stands beside me every day and keeps me well-grounded. I attribute much of my success to the support and guidance that I get from Julie. I believe that there's a strength that she possesses that is unequaled. I'm grateful to have a solid and loving relationship. To all of you, I say thank you for being here today. Thank you for being here for me for the last 32 years. I am a product of your hard work, and I will not forget that. Thank you. Hey, please.
Well, that is the Witch Festival.
Thank you.
Thank you everybody for coming, and I hope you can stay and talk to Pete, enjoy some more food, and give Pete well wishes. Thank you all.
Brother, come down.